The Steelseries Apex 7 TKL mechanical gaming keyboard. It's a small keyboard with a great big price tag. So, is it worth it? It supports PC, it supports Mac, it supports Xbox, it supports a PS4 and comes with an OLED display right there, which in my experience is largely useless, but your mileage may vary. And it also comes with a wrist support, which I've seen other people talk about this wrist support and say they don't like it, but my first response was, wow. Well, spoiler alert, I do actually own this keyboard. This is the second keyboard I've purchased, and I thought, well, it's time to do a bit of a review. But I'm kind of giving the game away here. If this is my second one, then you know ahead of time that I'm going to say it's a pretty good keyboard. Otherwise, why would I have purchased a second? So let's get her opened. Well, the marketing department went all out with this one for glory. Well done, Steelseries. You're hardly conquering the world. It's a keyboard. Unless you're going to hit a dictator over the head with it and set a nation free, I hardly think there's a hell of a lot of glory in a keyboard. Sure, you know, you might win an online LAN session with your pals. I sound old, don't I, saying a LAN session? But you know what I mean? I mean, you're going to play World of Warcraft and gank someone or do really well in Arena or shoot someone in Fortnite. Wow. The glory you must feel. Seriously, marketing department, I know you tried. You tried your best, I guess, but it's a bit over the top for glory. Anyhow, look at what we came here for, the keyboard. Now, the first thing I'm going to say, because this is the part that so many people have said really lacks, and it's the wrist rest. Now, having owned one of these, I do own one of these, and using one of these, the first thing I thought when I took this out of the box is the surface was kind of like, oh, it is buttery smooth. Apart from running your fingers across the Steelseries logo here, which is a bit sort of sticky and rough to touch, this glides effortlessly, much less than the effort saying effortlessly. Effortlessly. And yeah, it is. It's held together by magnets, so you can see we've got a couple of magnets here. We've got one on that side, one on that side, and it just snaps up against the keyboard like you just saw. And it's fairly robust. Look, you can move it around, and look, you give it a bit of a tug, and yeah, it will come off. But it stays in place pretty good, and the keyboard itself is tiny, as you would expect from a TKL keyboard. And obviously the difference between a TKL keyboard, for those of you that are new to this type of keyboard, is the fact that it doesn't have the 10 keys on the right hand side. So it's 10 keyless TKL. But the keys themselves, look, these are a cherry reds. They're nice. They've got a good amount of noise to them, but some great feedback. And if I bring this right up to where my microphone is and give you a little bit of a tap there, you can hear those cherry reds doing their job. Now, I've had this keyboard now for about 6-7 months. Doesn't skip a beat, works solidly as you'd expect. Every time I press a key, it works. It does what it's supposed to do. You know, it's a keyboard. It's you press a button, it's supposed to react, and it does that. And the only thing, there's probably two things about the keyboard that I'm really not a fan of. One is the OLED display. Personally, I think it's a little bit stupid, it's a little bit wanky, but it is what it is. If you want to pop a logo there or some kind of GIF that you want to draw, be my guest. To my mind, it's pointless. But, some people are going to find that to be a cool feature. I personally see no value in it. That said, the thing that I really do like is the thing that most people don't like, this wrist rest. It feels great. And when you just slap it together, just bring it together just like that, that's how easy it is. Just slap it together. Bang. Keyboard now slides. You can see, look, giving it a bit of tug from this side, yeah, it comes apart, but I can feel now that pressure bringing this thing together. It does stay in place without needing silly clips on the bottom of the keyboard. Now speaking of the bottom of the keyboard, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a couple of little feet here, a couple of little rubber feet so you don't scratch your table, and it gives it obviously the stability that you need. You've got a couple of little legs there to raise the keyboard up, and that's pretty much it. Now the cable is routed to the left hand side here, but you could route it straight to the middle if you'd prefer. You could route it to the other side. You know, it's, what more do you need in a keyboard? Apart from, you know, a wireless option, that's probably what you would need. Now obviously here we do have a USB-A port, and we do have a button over here which can be utilized to mute. It can do whatever you like with the included software, and of course we do have this little thumb wheel which we can then use to turn our volume up and down, as the case may be. But aside from that, look, it's an RGB keyboard. It can light up any which way you like it to light up. Let's just extend the second one there, and let's just plonk that together. And look, it's a magic keyboard. It really does what it's supposed to do. Again, it does come in the other varieties. You don't have to have the cherry reds that I've got on this particular one. And look, it's a good typing experience for those that obviously appreciate the fact that it is a smaller keyboard, and I do, because you know, you can see my desk. I don't have a lot of room because I've got a lot of stuff on it. So that being the case, honestly, I'd have to say I'd recommend this keyboard if you're looking for something to save on a bit of space and you don't need those extra 10 keys. If you do, there's other keyboards out there, but this one here is terrific. So overall, there's not a lot not to like about this SteelSeries Apex 7 keyboard, perhaps with the exception of the price, and the wrist rest in particular is pretty susceptible to dust, so you get the tiniest piece of dust on it, and it is going to show up, as some of our footage is likely to show. Now bear in mind, this keyboard was taken straight out of the box, out of its wrapping, and immediately you notice dust. So if that bothers you, well, you're probably going to have a similar experience with other keyboards, to be totally honest, but it is one of the things I don't like. In my job, I have to sometimes take photos of my keyboard, and when I do, it looks filthy. And from the outset, it looks fine, but as soon as it gets up close with the camera picks up everything, and it looks like I'm just a filthy person. But the keyboard, like I said, as soon as it comes out the box, this one here, you're going to see marks on it. So that's a minor thing. It doesn't detract from the usability of the product, which is really what you came here for. At the end of the day, it's a keyboard. You're going to sit down and smash this thing with games and just data entry and everything that you do during the day. And look, it responds perfectly. It's been a terrific keyboard, and this is the reason why I now own two. So that's my recommendation. It's a must buy. I think it's a terrific keyboard. If you're in the market for a TKL keyboard and you like games, you can't go wrong with this SteelSeries Apex 7. So I'd give it 2 thumbs up. Absolutely. Go grab one. Let me know in the comments what you think. And of course, subscribe if you like the channel. And we're going to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.